I didn't know who Dick Cheney was. My excuse is I'm British, so should I really know who past vice presidents of the USA were? Alright, maybe I should have. But how many Americans know who Theresa May's number 2 is? Number 2. Now with Vice, it was very clear at the beginning. We are told by the narrator that many people didn't even know who Dick Cheney was at the time, and that he rose through the government and the White House very subtly. It also literally says that they tried their effing best to tell the story to the best of their ability and to the best of their knowledge based on the events and rumours that they heard. So they're even indicating that some of the stuff might not be exactly true. So they're being very clear that they're trying to tell the story to the best of their knowledge of the facts. But of course they've thrown in a lot there for kind of, the jokes. So it's very clear we don't know how much of the details are actually true. But the methods of the storytelling and the character performances is really what makes Vice such a very good film to watch. Stick around for the deal with the reel. Like I said with the details of this film, it has to be taken more of a satire, but I can understand how many people have regarded it as political scathing. In my opinion, this film told a history with a very entertaining narration. It included styles and parodies that created great moments of laughter, but it does hit home with some real political truths. So Adam McKay wrote and directed this film. He also recently directed The Big Short. It is very apparent that McKay directs this film because of the symbolism and the comedic devices that he uses to emphasise and make certain points. The plot of the film does yo-yo around a lot in terms of the time frame. It starts in the early 60s and you see a young Cheney working on a dirt road as a linesman during the day, and he's out drinking with the boys in the evening. Following an arrest one day, his wife, Lynn, who is played by Amy Adams, sits Cheney down and basically says, "Things have to change or I'm going to leave." The timeline then jumps to 9/11, where we see Cheney in the White House with his wife Lynn, being rushed by Secret Service to the Presidential Emergency Operations Center. After a few phone calls, Cheney starts making decisions with congressional leadership authority. Then the timeline jumps again and rewinds back to the late 1960s, where Cheney is at the political internship program. It's at this point you then see Cheney's political education as he rises through the ranks under the wing of Steve Carell's character. The narration does also help tie it all together. And through other back and forth timelines, you see him grow from a young man all the way up to the position of vice president. At this point, you're then reminded to the incidents of 9/11 and all of Cheney's decisions surrounding that particular part of history. So along with the fast pace and the rhythm of this film, it does feel like it's going back and forth and it's very dizzying. But actually, it all ties in and works very well. Christian Bale absolutely outshines everyone in this film. Though, as I admitted, I didn't know who Cheney was, but following the film, I did watch some videos and I looked online, and you can really see that Bale has committed to this performance completely. Not only is Bale's performance absolutely captivating, you've got to respect the man in terms of the method that he goes through to get prepared for some of his roles. For this role, he put on 40 pounds and spent anywhere from 4 to 8 hours in a makeup chair for the process of getting into character. There were wigs, prosthetics, a shaved scalp that he needed. He bleached his eyebrows. The actor also studied multiple and has been quoted to even saying hundreds of video clips of Cheney on his mobile phone device. And this is all for him to better understand and capture the character of Dick Cheney. And the one thing I do want to emphasise is this performance is more than just prosthetics and a physical change. His presence is remarkable. It's just the way he walks, the way he moves, just the way he talks in that low-key, authoritative voice. This is really where you notice that Bale fades and Cheney creeps in. The devices used to tell the story are also very clever. You get to see things such as a Shakespearean speech between Lynn and Dick Cheney. I don't want to be giving away in terms of what they use in order to help tell this story about Dick Cheney. But what I'm going to say is that the devices used are very clever, they're very funny. It also makes it very engaging to watch. You're very much able to take in the methods in which they're trying to emphasize certain things to you, and it makes it easy to watch and understanding for the audience. So without giving too much away, guys, that's pretty much it for me on The Vice. So I'm going to be giving it 4 reels out of 5. This is really such a good character piece. You want to go to see this in order to see one of Christian Bale's best performances. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. So do you agree what I've said today? Do you disagree? Have you seen Vice yet? Make sure that you comment below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure that you like. Make sure that you also subscribe so you know when our next videos are coming out. Head on over to Rusty Reels if you want to watch more of my reviews and other videos. And as always, and in the meantime, just be real.